This is a tutorial about making cannabis oil at home safely and affordably. Cannabis has tremendous health benefits for a variety of disease conditions, including cancer, and it crosses the blood-brain barrier, so it can be a very effective tool in your fight against cancer. I grew this cannabis myself legally. I also grew it organically. There's no pesticides or any additives, so I know exactly what went into it. I used a seed strain to give me a ratio of 1:1 THC to CBD. And as you can see, we have the buds here. In order to maximize the extraction of the resins where the most healthful compounds are, we need to separate this from the stems. So you can do that with your hands, as I am doing right now, or you can use a grinder. For our next step, we're going to extract the resins from the cannabis using a solvent. Now, I use Everclear grain alcohol because it is fit for human consumption and safer as opposed to flammable fuels such as butane. So we take the solvent and we pour it on top of the cannabis. We want to make sure the cannabis is completely covered. And our next step is we take a wooden spoon and agitate it. We continue to stir it and mash it up there for about 3 minutes to get maximum coverage and extraction. After agitating it, I strain it through a metal strainer into a metal bowl. I return the weed back to there for another bath. So after agitating with a wooden spoon for several more minutes, we strain it after the second bath. As you can see, after straining it, we are left with a greenish liquid. We are now going to boil that down, boil the solvent off, and reduce it to the resins. In order to boil away the solvent safely, we're going to use a double boiler method with a pan of boiling water underneath and a non-stick ceramic pan up above. It's important to note that this is not a Teflon pan because we do not want the poisons from the Teflon to be extracted into the cannabis oil. So we pour our greenish liquid, which has all of our resins from the cannabis as well as the solvent, and we put it into the double boiler. Once the water in the lower pan comes to a boil, you can turn it down to keep it simmering at a low boil. So as you can see, after about a half hour of distilling it down, we're left with a very thick sludge-like residue, and this can be distilled down even further to an even thicker sludge, and people distribute it as sort of a grain of rice as a way of dosing. Personally, what I like to do is suspend it in hemp oil, organic hemp oil, and then I take it every night before bed as a tincture. I don't personally like to be high, and even though this is a 1:1 ratio, it will still get you a little bit high, so I take it before nighttime, and then I have wild dreams, but I still get things done during the day. So I add a little bit of the hemp oil, heat it so that the sludge will be suspended into the oil. The oil will not dissolve like the solvent does. So I will be ingesting the oil with this. So I go around scraping, getting all the good stuff that might be stuck to the side of the pan so that it's all suspended in this oil. It also makes it a lot easier to pour and store. I'll put it in a little dropper bottle and keep it in the fridge. And here you go. I have my homemade cannabis oil. You know, and everyone's cannabis oil is going to be a little bit different strength.